Female tweeters, does your mother, wife, or sister know you're talking trash to a woman on social media? I didn't know what I would say to the female tweeters. There were plenty of those, too. One morning, as I was hunched over my iPad scrolling through a fresh batch of vitriol, I glanced up and saw my 13-year-old daughter Kaya watching me. "Mom, you have a funny look on your face," she said. "What are you reading?" "It's nothing, honey," I smiled. But Kaya's radar was finely attuned to my moods. She was, unfortunately, very aware of what was going on in her mom's life. She knew that it wasn't nothing. Our children really see us. They hear us. And when I took on this fight, I had my children and their future foremost in my mind. Many people have heard about the sexual harassment case I filed against my former boss. That lawsuit was settled, and there are things I can't discuss about it. That's the nature of a settlement. But when it was all over, I decided I wasn't ready to shut up and sit down. Labor Day 2016 became a marker in my life. Not just the first day of school for my kids, but a change in the way I'd done things for the last 25 years. Every year on the day after Labor Day, my husband, Casey, and I have made sure that one or both of us drives the kids to school and drops them off. They're now at the ages where they don't want us to come in. This tradition has also involved Casey and me then driving into the city together to go to work. But 2016 was, of course, different for me. As we made our way into the city, I was actually going in to get a haircut. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't going to work to report the news. Instead, on this day, I was the news. We got into the city an hour before my appointment, so Casey dropped me off and went on his way. With an hour to kill, I walked into a nearby nail salon to get a pedicure. There I was, all by myself in the salon. During that hour, the news about me started trickling out. First one report, and then dozens and dozens more. I began to read about myself on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, as if I were having an out-of-body experience. I sat there with tears streaming down my face. The nice lady helping me out was probably wondering what the heck was wrong with me. But she didn't ask, and I didn't tell. My life had become surreal. But then, as if nothing was happening, I still needed to get my hair cut. Once in the salon, the young woman sitting next to me at the hair washing basin, a total stranger, looked at me and simply said 2 words: "Thank you." I felt more tears welling up again. My eyes burned. It wasn't like I was sad. I'm not sure I can even describe the emotion. I just knew my life would never be the same. At that moment, I knew the issue of sexual harassment was bigger than just my story. So I decided I would write a new, powerful, real story for me and for so many others. My decision to take on the issue of harassment didn't happen instantly. It took me a while to get my head straight. At first, encounters with friends and colleagues were painful and awkward. People didn't know what to say to me. I didn't hear from some people I'd expected to hear from. On the other hand, I received supportive letters and emails from people I hadn't heard from in decades. Those were difficult days as I tried to regain a sense of equilibrium and purpose. I have always been a forward-looking person. When I was a child participating in violin competitions, my beloved grandfather always told me that I needed failure in order to really appreciate success. He wanted me to see that the best of life wasn't found only in winning, but also in picking yourself back up and thriving after times of disappointment. So when my job at Fox ended, I immediately began thinking about what I could do next. I didn't have to wait long for an answer. Something amazing started to happen. The floodgates opened. Thousands of emails, texts, calls, and social media comments poured in as women shared their stories, their pain, and their hopes. The messages were intimate, the stories heartbreaking. Time and again, women wrote about how they had been holding it all in, but now felt they could talk to me. Late into the night, I sat at my computer and immersed myself in the lives of women I had never met, but now felt I knew more intimately than my neighbors. Some of my own misconceptions were shattered. It's easy to assume that sexual harassment flourishes in certain industries.